We are just looking at back the previous week's programs. Today, we're going to meet the author, and we have all kinds of programs here. These are from last week. This is Tzu Chi University's principal. She shared about the new test agent that Tzu Chi University developed. They also did blessings tickets for vegetarians. They sell more than 50,000 tickets. And this is teaching from Master. When the Buddha observed 1 cup of water, there are 84,000 worms. Even though we cannot see, the microorganisms were there. Tzu Chi University worked with medicine and the charity mission and developed the test agent. It shows the cooperation and coordination of the 4 missions. These are from last week. Today, we are going to have 2 doctors. Let's welcome Dr. Lai. Good day, everyone. Now we are going to start the program. Please listen to our programs and hold on to your smartphone and pass on our link to all your friends and relatives. Let's start. We are passing on the Dharma lineage and recruit talents. Let's study the line together. We have 14 members working together to reflect on the previous week's programs, like you just saw earlier. This Sunday, we have a Great Love movie show on Sunday. Here is the When Are You Coming Back? This shows how they suffer in that environment. Let's struggle together. This is a Japanese movie. And these are the movie stars. When will you come back? Many more people will see our Great Love movie shows. Why would you see so many non-profit organization ads? Because the movie lengths are different. That's why the numbers of promotion for non-profit organizations are different. If you are outside of Taiwan, you will feel bad that you missed this Great Love movie show. These are 2 profit for the public ads. Please watch together. This is, let's all work together to provide courage and blessings to these people who are in need. When they face when they save life and death moment, we need to give them courage, collect the Qi of life, and eliminate the Qi of killing. Only 33 seconds of ads, and they are very astonishing. Let's pay attention to the sad earth, and we need to save the earth together. After tomorrow, where will we going to be? And look at that. The glacier, ice is melt, the continent will sink. So it's not a theory, it's happening. A sad earth is telling us these stories. Can you hear the earth crying? We need to pay attention to start the carbon exhaust. Next week will be our 9th birthday, and you can see all the posters about our celebration. We have many people online to share our 9th birthday together. And you will meet all those people involved in our program. We will introduce all of them to all of you. Our program has added a new platform to share with more people about what we have done. Our book club's speakers will be all recorded by this new department. So the first recording was of Dr. Lai from last week. This way more people can see about our programs. Again, we are continuing our fund and love raising. We also want to thank the team from Thailand. They gave us 9 tea soft candy to celebrate our 9th birthday. And so all people who come to Kaohsiung outside will receive these 9 sweet tea jellied candies. And the interpretive teams have also grown. We have 6 interpretation teams next week: Japanese, Cantonese, Burmese, etc. Every time we want to talk about masters' ideal talents, they are modest and not arrogant. They are pure with self-respect, cultivation, and virtue. Always love selflessly and treat everyone equally. Open-minded and control temper. Work diligently and harmoniously. Show good etiquette in speeches and actions. Enlightened virtues with a pure heart. Focus on general principles, not trifles. With these people, Master will be at least. We hope everyone to be Master's ideal talent. Now, we invite everyone to put your palms on your chest and say, relax, Master, we are your ideal disciples. Let's all say this together. Relax, Master. Let's see what Master respond. Master had her thumbs up and say, "You are great." Thank you for studying with me. Master says, you are Dharma messengers and you need to pass the Dharma diligently. These are teachings from Master. On April 25th, 2020, from that day, we got the blessings from Master, and starting from English interpretation, now we have 10 interpretation teams. October 23rd last year, Master encouraged us to add written interpretation. This way, more people can learn about what happened in this program whenever they can. If you look at this, the first week we have different interpretation teams. This is the second week of the month, so we have English. Now we have 132 volunteers in 10 different interpretation teams orally. And we also have many written interpretation team volunteers. You can see in the future, the written translation will be published on Jing's Heartland here. And you can see the highlighted online study group Kaohsiung, highlighted by the light blue. Now you can see this is the English interpretation team for today. Jack, Liang, Victor, Andrew, Betty, Aichu, and Regan. And these are the Japanese team members. 美玉、田中雅一、三天 and there's Yu He Yu Zi. This shows the Cantonese team from Malaysia and Singapore. Let's applaud to these volunteers. Here is the team of the Malaysian interpretation team. There are 8 of them. Let's thank them all. Some of them are from Australia, and some of them are in the United States. Most of them are in Malaysia. Here, you can see their written feedback on their enjoyment of joining the interpretation team. This one is Yanling, a new participant. When she participated in the camps in the old days, she didn't understand the Chinese language. And she wished someone was interpreting for her. And now she's so happy that she's one of the interpretation team members to help others understand. Here, the other interpretation team member says, even though her Chinese is not good, but they work together, people help them understand what's talked about in Chinese and help her interpret them in English. Sister Meilin organized the materials together and helped them translate the Chinese for her before she could interpret in English for broadcast audience. Some of them do not know Chinese very well, but they really do their very best, work together under great pressure to make it happen successfully. They work so well together to overcome all the difficulties to interpret all the programs. So when she is interpreting, she listened. Wow, she listened to someone translating for her in one language and then translate into Malaysian English. Wow, from Chinese to English to Malay. Unbelievable. And she's enjoying joining this team. She used to be in the Cantonese team. Now she's a member of the Malay interpretation team. Yihua sister was a little nervous the first time, but now with all people working together, she felt very encouraged and more comfortable. Let's thank them for their feedback. Now we can see feedback from Brother Mingxing and Sister Meiling from Malaysia. Oh, this is the Sister Meiling who helped Sister Irene with all the interpretation. She compiled the materials for the interpretation team in order to help them interpret more efficiently and effectively. She says she was ignorant about her limited force and power, but now, with all the experience, she feels that she's able to overcome the difficulties. Next week, she will share with us. When we work together as a team, then we will last longer. But by ourselves, we won't be able to accomplish as much. When we work together, everyone is a talent. In May, we're going to have the Taiwanese interpretation team. Here are our 7 volunteers. In February, Master Dun suggests that maybe you can have a Taiwanese interpretation team, and now we have it. Let's applaud to the Taiwanese interpretation team. They will join us in May. They come from Taipei, Taichung, and different cities. Here are 10 Hakkanese interpretation team. These last 2 sisters, they are teachers, full-time teachers, and they are teaching right now, but they promise to join us in spring, in summer and winter vacations. Next, we're going to see the good feedback and the warm responses. With a new YouTube broadcast, some people may have difficulty giving us the feedback. Here you can see teams giving us positive respect. This is about our speaker, Sister Xiao Meiyang from Oxford, England. And people thanked her for her sharing. And this is a page of positive feedback about the guided reading by Sister Zheng Yi. Jing Shu said, "Thanks, Sister Zheng Yi, for help us learning the Dharma and holding on to the Dharma." And here are thanks about Professor Huang from Tzu Chi University. Sister Zifang said, wow, Sister Zifang wrote a poem here. Thankful to Professor Shunping, with your expert medicine skills, with your compassionate visit of the families, you let the patients see the future and the hope and brightness together. You are really a model of humane doctor. These are feedback about Brother Zhang Lian from Tianjin. Sister Guan from Canada appreciated Brother Zhang for his passing down love with love. This page is about a wonderful Principal Lai from Daai Tzu Chi Hospital. Dr. Lai cures patient, cure the heart, and cure the disease. His explanation of the immune system is so clear to us. We are very grateful to him. Rui Xia from Taoyuan also thanked Dr. Lai for the wonderful sharing. This page is about Brother Bo Xi Li from the Humanistic Culture team. These are positive feedback from different countries and areas like China, Malaysia, and Laos, and Taiwan. This pages, and then these are feedback from the English channel. Please let us know where you are and send us some feedback to encourage us. And thank you for your listening. And thank you for your feedback. After joining Kaohsiung online study, I learned so much about Medicare. Each week, our doctors shared selflessly their expertise in different faculties. That's from Sister Effie Koch. And these are feedback from Chinese YouTube channel. Sister Yanfen from Japan, and Sister Su Zhen from England. Love can be inspired by all these wonderful speakers. And these are cartoon record of what happened last week. This summarizes all the speakers and the highlight of their sharing. The Great Love Station saw this and they wanted to recruit the sister who created all those cartoon highlights. Now we're going to move on to call out blessings from people. Now we're in Indonesia.
Thank you. Thank you. We are seeing a video from quite a while ago. This is about the flooding in Indonesia. Here we are actually trying to look into the Daai TV station in Indonesia. They are using the cartoon drama. It's because children does not have their own appropriate program. So Indonesian Daai TV try to make more cartoon programs for them. So she is the new supervisor, very young Sister Huizhen. This is their 14th anniversary. The president sent the congratulations. And this is the director of the Brother Chen. Today, our guest speaker, see what she said on the 14th anniversary.
所以你可以看到呢，就是在这样子的一个14年深耕下来之后，是获得上上下下很多人的一个肯定的哈，并且是获奖无数哈，在这边我们其实是可以去看到哈，那所以他们其实也是暴增导增的。
On the anniversary of 14 years, they gained the recognition from every corner of the country.
我们第4周的时候会有印尼语的口译，那今天慧珍上线绝对会讲中文，所以请大家安心哈，我们期待他等一下分享。
Here is Sister Huizhen. We heard Indonesians actually.
印尼大爱团的副总监，那副总监这个部分就一个。
Let's expect Sister Huizhen's sharing.
其实会不会有营队？会。那你有看到我们谁来了？
She is actually the deputy director of the TV station.
我相信就像字幕上所看到的，永远都是。
You can see our director in Taipei, Sister Ye, also went to Indonesia, Daai TV, to share the story with them.
会看得懂，他其实就是深入的一个责任，他带着一样去做慈善这个部分哈。
This is our share today, Sister Cai.
带大家到印尼，遇见我们的印尼大爱台副总监蔡慧珍师姐一起来。我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有
So we are going to share you with our slogan to go to Indonesia. I like to be together with you because you have positive energy. Look how young she is. Thank you, Sister Meiyun. And thank you for all the Team Bodhisattva for this opportunity to share with you. Yeah, Sister Meiyun have advertised so much for us. Brothers and sisters, good morning. Let me share my PowerPoint. At first, our journey for this TV station, maybe everybody is not very familiar with us. So I'll show you the detail. In 2005, we start prepare the hardware and software. In 2006, we start in Jakarta and Medan for 1 hour pilot first round program. The next year, we started the broadcasting formally. So in 2011, we sent it through the Palapa satellite, made it possible for the whole Indonesia to watch the program of Daai TV. So in 2012, we had broadcast 4 hours. And because the Jinshi Hall opened in 2012, so now we have 18 hours now already. And our program including 6 categories. Even though Indonesia is a Muslim country, but we still broadcast the Dharma from the Master. We also have Daai drama. We are very grateful that Taiwan Daai TV provide us the Daai drama. And Taiwan also provide many programs for us. But some of the program we bought it abroad. Yes, we have many other magazine news and the documentary also. Our documentary has won many awards for all these years. And Master's Dharma program include life wisdom and the essence of the body mind. And we also put on the English caption. And this is one of our audience. And he is actually an internet celebrity. Even he is a Muslim, but he loved the Dharma from Master Zheng Yan. Yeah. Besides the life wisdom, another program is very welcome is Master Zheng Yan tells stories. You can see this story of the tiger has more than 100 million people watch it. And our station also help produce the cartoon program for Taiwan. We have already made 52 episodes. And in local Indonesia, we have 12 TV stations. But our market has been growing, and the way we insist on our direction and content has already won the very high rating. And appreciate all the staff's effort and from the Taiwan's encouragement. Last year is our 14th anniversary. Yeah. We always try to report the truth and guiding the positive. So we gain all the recognition from every corner. So that's here the president give us congratulations.
Daai TV adalah televisi yang konsisten menyebarkan cinta kasih dan memberitakan kebaikan kepada masyarakat Indonesia. Selamat ulang tahun ke-14 Daai TV.
Daai TV in Indonesia has been a TV station inspire the goodness of all the Indonesian people. Happy 14th anniversary. I wish you can become the true media that report the truth and guiding to the positive. Thank you. Masters, the president asked us also to report the truth and then guiding to positive. And this is our short story about the TV introduction.
Inilah kisah-kisah penuh inspirasi dari penjuru Indonesia yang kami rekam dan hantarkan di tengah ruang keluarga Indonesia.
We record everything from around the corner of all Indonesia to show to the family of Indian people. Truth.
Halo Indonesia, apa kabar Anda hari ini? Seperti biasa selama 1 jam ke depan kami akan menghadirkan beragam informasi
goodness
masih memiliki semangat yang tinggi untuk memberikan
and beauty.
Tuntunan kebenaran, kebajikan dan keindahan, kami menggali kisah kemanusiaan. Mendengar lebih banyak, merekam
From
lebih
the
detail,
first day,
memasuki
all the volunteers start using this truth, goodness, and beauty to record all the stories of our Indonesian people. Our vision is always try to become a pure stream of the society and appropriate for the visiting, the viewing of the family. Thank you for your help, Daai TV. Very interesting programs.
Ini Putri Cinta Kasih. Kami rekam 9 tahun setelah jembatan ini berdiri. Putri beruntung tidak mengalami nasib seperti
Through the recording of Daai TV, there is a bridge that we try to build for the children to go to school.
Kisah yang kami rekam
Bradley is very lucky that she's so lucky that she didn't have to cross the river like his brother did in 2007. This story touched many people, so everyone joined together to help with this building of the village.
Semangat dan inspirasi yang kami sebarkan akan menjadi jalan.
The children can now walk on the bridge to school. We believe that all the beauty and goodness that we spread will inspire more people to have their heart open. The Daai TV has inspired people to become the guideline, not only bring the happiness to them, but also show them the value of life.
Meneladani kebajikan orang-orang yang pernah menjadi bagian perjalanan kami.
Not only for the love and kindness, but we want everything to be recorded for all the models of the people, by not only saying, but put our teachings into actions. This is all the reward, the award that we won for these years, for the past 14 years.
Bukan hal yang mudah, namun juga bukan hal yang mustahil. Tepuk tangan bukan tujuan kami.
Terus sebarkan kebaikan karena kebaikan itu keren.
Menuju perubahan yang lebih baik, itulah yang tengah kami upayakan.
It's not easy, but it's not impossible.
Dan inilah yang akan terus
Beauty
melalui layar kaca
is the truth and the goodness. We believe the cycle of love, so we will keep working through the screen to spread the truth, goodness, and beauty to the world. Huizhen, you are on mute. Sorry. This is all for my sharing. Thank you, everyone. Sister Huizhen, we give you a big applause around the whole site. We heard about your TV, but now we know better now. After we see all the awards that you have won from all these years, we know that you are working very hard. So that you are actually spreading the Tzu Chi story to more people. Thank you so much that everything is recorded forever. Such a nice TV station. Thank you for showing us. Next year will be 15th anniversary. We can see all the great love has already spread it in Indonesia. We also thank about the CEO, Sister Su Mei, including their interpretation for our study group. We know that all the mission achieved in Indonesia is very, very admirable. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us today. Next, we will see last year about our fundraising, and now it has reached 41,000. 51st week. Do you know which direction are we going now for the fundraising? Thank you. We will follow Master's instruction to recruit more funds for the suffering people around the world. So our Daai technology is promoting these two products. One of the luggage, and one is the protecting glass. All these benefit that technology sell is for the support of the Ukraine refugees. And this product is for the anti-infection. So this cream is protecting your hand against the virus. And in the place without water, you can use this cream to wash your hand and help to protect your hand. And it's made from organic, natural plant. We also invite the disabled children organization to work with us. Because of the pandemic, we developed this new cream to protect your hand. In Thailand, Sister Jen also try to donate a lot to for this product. We can see our herbal tea. We have 3 different products now. So we can put it in our daily use. Watch our TV on Sunday. next week will be our 9th anniversary. So the slogan here says, you can be without power, but you must be influential. This is last week's response from our speaker. Sister Yang from Oxford, UK, said that she was actually quite nervous, but some problem happened at the beginning of the sharing because of the Wi-Fi connection or whatever problem. But then later, after everything goes back to normal, and she shared it complete well. And she said, even it's not perfect, but she learned a lot of things. And she watched the replay of the program, and she was so touched by all the feedback from people, all the comments from all the audience. And another one, Sister Lu from Thailand. She is doing the study guide. Now the team of international guide, study guide has expanded to 6 people. Thank you, Sister Lu, for your leading of these 6 people. So through the sharing of the last guiding, star guiding, learn from Master's teachings. And after comprehension, she tried to translate everything into Thai language and share with all the people in Thailand. She was so appreciated that she had the chance to do this. Another 2. Okay. Now, next one is the study guide team for today. So, Sister Mingling, dear Master, and everyone from around the world, today is about sharing the alert to the world, like a house on fire, like a burning house. We can see how the world is like disaster now. This is like the on the chapter of parables, that the house is already on fire, but the child is still playing inside without knowing the dangers. But Master described herself also as a stubborn member of the burning house. But she is not like an urchin who sees the house on fire and still playing, but sees corner of fire and she tried to rescue and put it out. So Master say, although she is over her limit, but we can find out that Master is actually doing all these things through the last 50 years about her journey of compassion. We can see that wisdom is needed to do all the compassion's relief. All the volunteers need to adapt to each other before they can face with the victims. We need to transfer our mentality so that we are able to be harmonious with people in the society. And we must encourage and thank to each other about each other. If we want to have peace in the world, everyone must have a pure heart. Master said, we must be an unsummoned teacher to go out to help those in need. And we need to use local power, local resources. Just like in India, we send our supplies to the Spiritual Medicine Association. Let's look at the video clip.
在神父呢有27位，他们进到医院呢，他就是抱着呢，入去这间病院去支援，被感染啦，无机会好过出来。我就跟我们的宗教处、海外组，我就说可以。 不可以让他们没有机会出来。我们要尽心力，给他们呢足够的防护。他们抱着仁德慈爱这一份充分的爱心啊、勇气呢进去，希望啊他们欢喜平安。 再出来，所以我就说，我们尽量支援，让这一群呢勇士啦，防护严密，进去呢平安再出来。
感恩上人的祝福，灵医会在5月17号呢传出令人欣慰的讯息，神父还有我们的志工。
Thank you for Master's teaching. At the end, all the fathers and all the medical team are all safe. So the father sent a letter to thank us. We are so grateful that you come to help us. We will do more so that we won't miss Master's teaching and the expectations. Ordinary people are still confused in the world. We must be awakened sentient beings.
2亿多的杀，每一只、每一条灵魂，已经累积了多少幽灵啊，在呐喊着，这无形的幽灵啊，在喊冤叫怨啊。 也开始，他也会还 苦。那这个时代，这个气候，这个时阵，真需要咱发挥出了迄个完整的爱，菩萨的爱啦，爱护众生，爱不忍惜众生肉，大家人真诚表达的气概如数，明显表现出来，这上达啦，诸佛量天听啦，才有法度。所以这还是要众人多数做会到，这才真正有法度扭转乾坤啊，才有咱转倒转来。所以咱来时时爱多用心啊。
感恩上人的开示。是的，灵方妙药是持戒如数，但必须多数人都做得到，才有办法扭转乾坤。我们当
Thank you, Master's teaching.
依教奉行，千万不要像医子玉里面心神混
The
乱。
prescription of the wonder medicine still depends on everyone to keep the precept and be a vegetarian.
无形的，它已经遍布到全球，又因为今天的交通便利，这个无形的力量到底深藏在哪里？没有人知道。
Actually, the pandemic now is already around the world. Nobody can stay safe in your own corner. So when you help others, it's like you are actually protecting yourself. Only that the whole world is safe, that we can be safe.
好，非常感恩我们10分钟的一个精导读哈。其实导读队真的很不容易，他们轮到了
Helping others is actually protecting ourselves. Thank you.
的一个简报，同时现在还要加上逐字稿，为什么？因为呢要翻译。
It's actually not very easy. Only 10 minutes they have to prepare for a whole week.
团队也加入了，所以我们
Now they need to also send out their
多人来加入，也感恩锦书的带动。刚才呢
text documentation word by word.
对高雄团队大家是熟的，但实际上啊，对今天来讲
So we are going to have an international guiding study group join us.
师姐他们那边第一棒接到的福到人间，然后传到
Today I'm going to tell you a story.
接棒的，也就是吴昭师姐，天下第一招这一档大爱剧场即将在6月27号上档。 她的婆婆就是吴昭师姐，所以我第一次走进这个家的时候，遇见了这一。
At the beginning, the star guide actually start from Thailand.
我们的西喜文倩师姐也在，对于福到人间早期，还有包括我们泰国的副执行长雨虹呢，都因为华荣师姐、师姐来，她成为他们的亲友团哦，所以都来到这里现场。所以我看到怎么那么巧，今天明灵导读哈。 所以我们真的非常感恩这么多的美善的人士呢，就一直在串联哈，非常感恩。那现在画面上您看到的是，来，你不需要很厉害才能开始，但你需要一起说开始。
This is a beautiful story about how our study guide started.
因为没有人本来会什么
So you don't need to be very good to begin, but only when you begin to do it, you will become very good.
非常的重要。时经特别鼓励人要不断的求进步，要多学习。大陆家人为了收看读书会，认真学习。
We want to thank you.
和大家结缘，很用心，感恩大陆的家人哦。那在这边台南的书进会说，对的事做就对。
People need to start learning.
大爱台传扬人间真善感动，内容丰富
So we can help others.
暴增导正，传扬更多的人间。
台南
祈愿清流洗涤人心，愿人心净化。他写的非常的多。
is praising about how nice the Indonesian Daai TV is doing. Very touching. Wish that all the people's heart can be purified. Thank you, and Australia also give us a good feedback. Daai Hospital also give us feedback.
女神来到读书会，大陆家人今天有好多人上线来收看今天的女神们。昨天呢是38妇女节，在大陆。
Even though we cannot understand Indonesian language, but we know that they have such a compassionate heart.
大爱副总监蔡慧珍，年轻漂亮有人文，用心良苦做节目，传播慈济大爱情感。
March 8th is the day for women.
我们高雄子方也不。
And they call it Women Guard in mainland China.
传颂人间真善美，尤其是大爱桥的建造，因缘好感动，看到孩子们把书包举高高在水面。
So our sister Zifang in Kaohsiung also write a verse.
眼泪瞬间飙下，这一个画面在以前我们看过，但是现在第一次用印尼。
They watched the program in Indonesian TV about children crossing the river with their school bag on the top. It was very, very touching.
传递美善感恩，好，所以我们的新北的中旅也说，印尼大爱桃暴增导弹传递美善感恩，我们的副总监的分享，李正任说，感恩印尼大爱台在社会。
Thank you for the 14 years of spreading the goodness and love in Indonesian Daai TV. Thank you, Sister Huizhen, for your sharing. Changchun from mainland China also shared. Yeah, if the TV station can spread the character education, then we will have hope. Let's give applause to our sisters from mainland China.
原来杨美娜在高雄，感恩。好
，Thank you, Sister Yang.
你下个礼拜一定要来主场过生日哈。好，非常感恩，相信自己一定可以全力以赴缔造佳绩。所以
Sister Mela came from Canada.
6个11位了哈。那非常感恩。
Make sure to come for our next week birthday celebration.
组长就是放正中，那同时他兼具2个身份，一个是美国顺口溜团队，那。非常有趣的是，他其实很小就去美国，所以当方文跟他讲说加入
This is our
团队，他直接问说顺口溜是可以。
We're introducing
所以完全
Mr. Fan Zhenzong, Brother Fan Zhenzong. He's also one of the committee in the recap program. At first, when he heard about this program, he was wondering, what is recap program talking about? And after he did several programs he really enjoyed, he's also a very well-known dentist.
那在这里面，他去讲到说，他担任了我们的顺口溜团队。其实顺口溜团队他是要去汇整资料的，但是口译团队是要及时去翻译的，是非常截然不同的。但是他都是一起用心领受，非常感恩我们的慎重。
He's not just responsible for the writing the review from last week's program, he's also doing the translation, interpretation at the same time, and this week he's also doing it.
英国荧光剧擅传首次奉到力量展，顺平护眼愿自满，天津爱启。
In case you didn't show up last week to hear about our program, let me do a recap for you. This one is from the Canada Tzu Chi School principal.
因为要写顺口溜，即便有会议，他看回播就写出这样的顺口溜。我们给加拿大的亮君校长特别的掌声感恩。好大陆这边，英国牛津杨小妹。
In order to write the recap, she has to attend the whole program. Her dedication is very impressive.
学黄顺平基因研究永突破，视病如亲又如己，重现光明有希望。张连师兄在天津信访接待有耐心，以爱启智手翻转，患难扶持见真情。大林慈愿赖林生，还我本色有突破，百般疾病新境界。
She's kind of reading what happened last week. And let's talk about how people volunteer at Oxford serving the homeless people, and also this is the American team from Dr. Fan. Let's read what he wrote. The volunteer from Oxford volunteer aided the underprivileged population during the lockdown, serving homeless. Also, the Sister Huang led the study on Master Dharma footprints. Dr. Huang is a forerunner in genetic research on eye disease. Brother Zhang and Tianjin share a case where previously hostile men turned loving volunteer with the help of Tzu Chi Dharma. Dr. Lai shared a rare finding of skin pigment disorder due to autoimmune disease. And Jing's technology has been diligently finding ways to reuse previously unrecyclable material. Let's give them a round of applause. They are really excellent.
讲师初级精彩自己，我们今天有3位讲师，这位其实是加入的，也因为这样的关系，我们主场可以拿到这样的签名书，遇见作家深度展阅哈。
Today we have 3 speakers. One of them just added in.
在这边的地方呢，你看到我会到王慈伦的志工人生，我们非常感恩呢，就慈伦师姐包括他们
I'm asking people
先生全部都是到了主场来。
Please come up to the stage that I'm going to introduce you.
其实是没办法。那这一本书谁写的呢？这一本书其实是由我们陈美义老师带着团队写的哈。所以在这个当下里面，我们主场呢就可以好好的回去看这样的一本书里面到底在写什么。光我会到，我们就很感恩。
We are introducing this book.
每边是谁做呢？是我们的泰国的彭秋玉师姐哈。
The volunteer in the book, she came with her whole family today.
又是串场主持人，又是慈伦跟华荣的亲友团哈。那在这个部分，我们先来看看这一则影音。那么慈伦呢，他是长期在美国，可是回到台湾的时候，哪里有活动的时候也去结个好缘。尤其这一次啊，出了这样的一本新书的时候，所以他就到处跑。
She lives in Northridge, California.
台北松山，他们在做什么？这样的一个新春团牌哈。
This is her.
在这边看到这样的一个那在
The book she just wrote it, and even she live in United States, she still come back to Taiwan and go to different places to introduce to people about her book.
灵活关怀国际赈灾，曾经36天跑了6个国家，出版新书《我会到》，好友
This is Sister Cilun.
周游也来见证。
She used to travel all over the world doing volunteer events. In 30 days, she traveled to 6 countries. And this is one of the lady in pink is one of the famous TV producer. She's also here to promote the book with volunteer Wang Cilun.
用对谈的一个方式，是我们慈金师姐。我现在没戴口罩，我好像也不方便。
She's not supposed to be here, but due to the flight delayed, she's able to come to the Kaohsiung Book Club and join with us today.
亲爱的上人、金色师父以及我们全球的家人们，大家好。好，非常感恩哦，春天到了。
Hi, dear Master, Master Abode, and family member of the world. Hello, everyone. Today, we have brought a new book to share with you, The Joy of Spring. We have invited Sister Wang Cilun, the main character in the book. I asked her, "Are you coming?" She said, "I will be there." Also, her husband say the same thing, "I will be there." Therefore, the title of this book is called I will be there.
今天在做英文口译，所以我代表他在这边跟大家问候一下。那也是将这本新书带给大家。这本书打开来看，
I'm here as a host today, and my other half is doing their interpretation at the backstage.
上一代写到您的下一代。那我们来看这一张图，哇，你的原生家庭有几个兄弟姐妹啊
？12个兄弟姐妹，一个妈妈。
This book is full of content.
一个爸爸，一个妈妈生的是哦。
I'm learning that your origin family has 12 kids. There are 12 brothers and sisters in this family. I can't believe it, 12 siblings. Do you remember their name? Yes, I do. Do you want me to count? That's all right. And I know that it's a very big family, but also a very tight family. Can you share about your family experience with us?
24个哦，对。
My mother-in-law used to say, I have 12 kids, but end up I have 24 kids total because of their spouse. We used to have one generation, second, third, now it's to the fourth generation. They are spread all over the world. Every 3 years, we have a family reunion.
应该是很少很少，所以大家可以看到这个照片哈，每一次出席的就将近有多少人呐
？Many of my friends say, for a big family reunion like that, it's very hard for people, all the family members to commit it to this reunion because they all travel from all over the world. And every time when we get together, we all wear a uniform or T-shirt. So everywhere we go, people know that we're family.
这是怎么样？最适合来形容这个王家了。那我从这个照片又看到的这张照片。
And here are the T-shirt designs throughout the year.
抓到这么好的一个画面是4代同堂，这是怎么回事呢？
This is a precious picture of 4 generations get together. This is my grandmother on her 100th birthday. When she was 85 years old, I bring her with me to the United States to live with me. She lived until 102. Between 85 to 102 years, she never seen any doctor. She was very healthy.
在这一本书中哈，大家一定要看这本书。这书真的写得非常的详细，如何能够在
My wife really took good care of her.
能够和睦的相处，而且他们家每一个老人都已经都到美国跟他们一起做慈济，在书中。
I want everybody to read this book. It's so important. You'll learn the secret of how to have a very nice, tight family for just like this book. It's a fourth generation family. It's very rare.
我听说还有一次大年初一啊，你竟然跑到。
The reason we named this book I'll Be There is because anytime, anywhere we need her, she always say, I'll be there. There's one year, it's a New Year's Chinese Lunar New Year. I got a call from Las Vegas saying that she passed away and they need a Tzu Chi volunteer to help out. I was cooking at night and I got the phone call. I dropped everything. I went there to Vegas and took care of all the funeral stuff. And the family member can't believe that Tzu Chi volunteer would do stuff like that. When they found out that Tzu Chi volunteer did everything for free, they couldn't believe it. I'm also interested that Sister Cilun, she's a volunteer for so many years, but you're never part of it. How did you look at this? When my wife started Tzu Chi volunteer 30 years ago, she always listened to the cassette tape, the Tzu Chi cassette tape. Those two set of tape, Enlightenment and Transition, are particularly moving. And I guess she listened every day, and I was kind of brainwashed by it. When she go out to do Tzu Chi activities to help out others, she's always happy. And I see her enjoy what she does, and I totally, fully support her.
这一步一脚印，齿轮走下来。但事实上呢，深荣师兄呢，他也是被度化了好长一段心灵的度化，但是行动呢，也是幕后的支持。那最后呢，当然也走进来了。那为什么你会走进来呢？
So even though the brother Lin is not a volunteer at the beginning, but so throughout the year he's been observing her. Let's hear from him. Like I said earlier, she's always happy doing all the Tzu Chi activity. And my family is a fourth generation family. I brought my parents from Taiwan to United States to live with us. Later on, my dad passed away, and only my mom lived with us. My wife took so good care of my mom. And she said that a husband and wife are for life, but a Dharma relative is for eternal life. So I really followed my wife into the world of Tzu Chi. So at the end, you finally come to Tzu Chi world and be part of the volunteer. So if you loved her, you'll have to be a Dharma relative for eternal life. This is a picture of LA airport. What does this airport mean to you? As you know, LA is usually the airport for my friends and family to travel and from. And there are also many accidents happening around the world. And LA is the country, LA is the airport that for people doing the transit. I once accompanied a family from Honduras who lost one of their family members, and family member bring the person who passed away the ashes in the airport with her. So I always go to the LA airport and travel to different countries for disaster relief.
比如说刚刚看到这个照片呢，就可以看到有到洪都拉斯的，对不对？
You are so brave that traveling to all these countries by yourself. You've been traveling to Honduras, El Salvador.
30年多一点点，所以只要这个慈济30年的不是慈济在美国30年。
How long have you been a Tzu Chi volunteer in the United States? A little bit more than 30 years.
你到是洪都拉斯的，是救灾吗？
对，洪都拉斯救灾，因为我们慈济只要哪里有，我们马上就出发，那都是很大的活动。
Here's a picture. Is this a picture of Honduras disaster relief? Yes. I went there to do the goods distribution, and my favorite part is the silent language. Even though I don't understand their languages, but by showing them the sign languages, we're able to communicate and get together. How do you, well, since you've been to so many disaster relief, how do you say, I love you in Spanish? And she replied, I love you.
我很感恩有因缘，我就跟那个秀棉师姐。
Here's a picture of the mainland China winter distribution.
所有的资料都写得很清楚，拿到报告读一读，你就知道要怎么做。那我们早一点。
Here I met sister from Australia.
那么拿了那个，可是我要讲的一个是。
And because it came so sudden, and we will only have a short time to prepare.
等我们的骨髓那边写着，因为我故事很长，但是在我们心里，我们继续做。对，
所以说这个画面可以看到，它不但是。
And I went to deliver the bone marrow, and also attend the winter distribution at the same time.
那我们那边离那个就像我们说市中心至少40到50分以上，所以我就在我们那边成立一个联络处。那联络处23年了。我总觉得说这个东西每一个人都要留下他的足迹，那我就跟美玉老师讲说，可不可以帮我们写北岭？那下面的故事你就知道了。
对，所以说美玉老师就把这个笔。
I started the Northridge office in California, and I wanted a place where people and volunteer to get together to share information.
生命价值，所以才你愿意来出这本书，对吧？
我补充一句，就是因为我们决定要写的时候，疫情。
So why did you publish this book?
2月19号我回到美国，所以我们6位作者，他是隔着太平洋视讯面对面的。
Tell you that when I first started.
独特的一个，我无限的感恩所有的作者跟
This
帮助我
book,
写这个书的人。
the pandemic started.
非常感恩了，今天因为时间有限，
So there's no way for me to do a face-to-face interview. I had to do everything online on the phone, and it was very hard, but we completed.
好，你先
And
不要
the
走，
name of
我
this
好不容
book
易
is
可以跟
called I
慈
Will
伦
Be
同台一
There.
下。你让一下。
So it's kind of loud.
维道师兄跟他们家的师姐呢，就给我讯息说慈伦要回来，那他回来的时间，那我就跟他讲
Wei Da Shi Xiong from Tainan, please come over.
但是他回来时间是在春节，我们都没有在放假。
Told me that Sister Cilun is coming.
春节会放3天，那其中还有一次呢，是我们的云端同学会。可是慈伦就跟我讲，我说你什么时候回去？他本来定的是3月9日，就是今天，所以我就说真的唯有今天哦，因为呢时经文清大爱之音的这个时间可以让出来，我再多5分钟，其他真的卡不上，是这样的因缘。后来他的飞机又往后
She's supposed to.
然后疫情又
She came back during the Chinese New Year. She's supposed to
我会到
leave today,
主场感恩
which is
这
today,
样的好
March
缘
9th.
我要讲一下为什么我会
But
到
later
在
on,
美国
her plane got delayed, so she's able to be here.
方面是棒到不行，所以我 很想来，那天还没有说可以来主场，我就主动说我要来，我会到。然后今天看了一见如故，同一个时间。
I've been hearing Sister Meiyu's show
可以顺顺利利，我们要好好的学习。
非常
in
感恩
America all the time, and I always want to be here to see her and to be part of this book club. Of course, I will be here.
那待会也请我们团队就是拍照的。等一下呢，慈伦跟他们家的师兄回去的时候，我们也
Sister Cilun is not just be here; she's also
跟这样子的一个关系。那在这里面呢，
give everyone
你看。他短
a
短的话
book.
给我们团队无限的一个能量。
So please hold up your book and take a picture with her.
而且我第一次看到有一个Rosta， 我们想办法在英文的平台跟他联络，给他英文的连结。他说
We have
Good morning from Mexico， 他在墨西哥 Brothers and sisters。
Now I got messages from
For the English lesson please，
from Mexico。
英文的连结。好，那非常感恩，我们跟他翻译一下，我们有这样的一个连结，并且想办法给他，好不好？所以我们非常感恩，就是来自书友们呢，就是您在云端，包括他如果不说，我也不知道，原来
This person is looking for the English link.
所以我们非常感恩，再一次感恩，我会还有一个
补充新年加105朵。
Wow. I'm so impressed that she paid attention to our program. Oh, I want to donate 105 lotus flower too. 105 lotus flower.
拿钱的时候从他，可是讲数目不需
Did
要。
you ask your husband by any chance?
哇，太好了！原来我会到是如此有 power 哈，所以我们再次感恩，掌声。
I only ask him if I need money from him. But if I just mentioned about the number of the flower, I don't think so. I can't just decide it myself.
好不好？学玉遇见作家可以让他们在后面哈。然后我这边我继续喽。 那现场拍照
Okay, we're going to take a picture of everybody holding the book.
我们可以看到的是，非常多人赞叹明玲师姐平文精简的导读，来自加拿大的管心玲李美凤也是这样子。然后这边呢，柬埔寨的负责人他说先祝我们生日快乐。谢谢你。好，那手边 True Land， 谢谢你说高雄线上读书有全球慈济人的同一起的精进学习。
I got messages from Cambodia, from mainland China.
共善的正能量。哇，我拿掉口罩讲话就清楚了哈。那在这个当下里面呢，我们看到我们的 Lin 吃楚哈，也谢谢。 慧凤在高雄主场经书泰国，感恩明玲师姐引导我们用慈悲法随穿越末法世间，遇佛宅清凉心，人能带着完整的爱继续前行哈。那在这个当下里面，
I'm reading messages that people left me. And don't forget to leave me messages so I can call out during the show.
那个书举好，我们要拍照留影的部分哈。那 同时呢，耳朵也借给我哈。那我们的第二位讲师讲，
Everybody, can you hold your book up so we can take a picture?
非常久，一样跟石金文清他们一样，在两岸三地保有绝对的能量跟影响力，即兴登场能量，昂扬。那在这边呢，这个有没有看到回家？ 那回家这样的一个主题呢，我们其实在看的简报，我多少知道华容的故事，但是因为 这一次下来，我更深刻的一个感受。
I know some of Sister Huarong's story.
所以呢，听到她的妹妹们、姐姐们的一个诉说，更加的了解哈。那这一张文
So when I heard their sisters talk, I understand them more.
张怡翔，然后美编是台北的建宁帮你们做出来的哈。好，那个亲友团都可以上线了哈。那在这边的地方呢？
The picture artwork are done by local volunteers. When you see this short picture clip, because this picture clips is related to Sister Huarong. So this short video clips, the videotape at their old home. And this is another short video clip play on the Daai TV. Is Sister Huarong's daughter-in-law.
像这样的一个音乐剧，它承担的是大陆广州的和气窗口，所以当然有关于音乐剧，
So Sister Huarong is
要去做策划的哈，所以也因为这样，我们可以去看到。那我们来看看这一部分。
亲近本性被贪嗔痴慢疑、五毒无名尘垢覆盖。
planning the show at Guangzhou.
就是我们人心最大的轮流生死海啊。 然后让我们的烦恼不停的一个最大因素。那
This is talk about the meaning of Buddha bathing ceremony, so that people will not understand the Buddha, but also understand one's heart.
那么也因为要带动，所以呢，他也会透过他的个好姻缘，然后把一些能量带到广州去。为什么呢？他们就是如何去做一个
she need to promote Tzu Chi, so she went to Guangzhou.
就是我们的慈云师姐，慈云师姐也是每一年都来到我们的线上读书会，给我们加码的一个能量。
So Sister Tzu Yun
地方他非常的公开的去说到主持这一个部分。那同时间呢
come to the Kaohsiung online book study club many times.
可是这个串联者就非常重要了。
很感性，有时候温馨啊，要兼具庄严亲切，但最重要的呢，它一定也要有言之有物。
好，也就是呢，实际上我们华容世界，它其实不单要办活动。
Sister Huarong invited Sister Tzu Yun went to Guangzhou to do the presentation over there.
他在新泽西的时候，他所承担的是我们人文学校的前校长哦。那即便是这样子呢，
So when she was in the Tzu Chi US, she was principal for the Tzu Chi Humanitarian School principal.
一个画面，虽然画面上都没有他哦，可是我们来听听这一段。
Even though you don't see her in the picture,
让全场沸腾的志工张华荣，其实目前定居广州，利用假期回到新泽西发挥所长。
Sister Huarong is living in Guangzhou, and she took a break time to go back to New Jersey.
我需要有2个位置，所以团队请转弯。好，我们掌声欢迎华荣。
That's a big hand applause to Sister Huarong.
是我们的亲友团哈，现在他们亲友团是在我苦苦哀求下，他们愿意站台，并且说绝对不露脸。
So
今天也不能露脸，因为现在
in the audience are the family member of Sister Huarong,
他们现在是隐藏的，
also joined the online broadcast.
这是周元他们家的师姐西西，她的儿子叫周恩忠，他比他们2个
So Sister CC also accompany Sister Huarong to the show.
看不到，了解到，这边是妹妹们、姐姐们，来，姐姐举手。
On the other side are the younger sister of Huarong.
她真的是能拍，不是演出来的。旁边是泰国的副执行长雨虹，谢谢。
So on the side is deputy executive from Thailand of Tzu Chi.
就是全球，他说不能讲全球，就是台湾跟亚洲部分所有的近视数学，哇，你看一下，这个人着力很大，设计视野，掌声，我们科技。
So So the sister at the side, she did a lot of design of the Jinsi bookstore's interior design.
本来啊，还只能在线上，我们两个还想说安内啦，跟变成每个这会啊。结果你看姻缘那么好，我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正能量。
I love to be with you because you got positive energy. Let's welcome Sister Huarong. Thanks for the family members.
是，有声音好好。有。
Good day, everybody. Glad to have the chance to share. For my presentation, please see the short video clips showing on Daai TV as a charity advertisement.
就是你的归所。感恩欧弟视频与大爱电视一同感恩再归根。
好啊，这个就是我的老家。那么在
This is my old home.
不管我身在大陆或美国，每次风尘仆仆回来
No matter where I am, I always wish to go back to my shelter. So the video clip was taken at 2018. After that, my mother passed away. Because my family loved music.
所以我们5个孩子印象很深，都喜欢音乐哈。那我记得我小时候，我的阿嬷
So my family loved music.
她到最后往生，她常常会说啊，华荣，你去帮我把那个柜子里的那个寿衣啊拿出来啦，因为她怕蛀虫。我那时候一直在想说，奇怪，为什么好像阿嬷，
So
因为她是一
I
个
was
传承
accompanying.
后来我知道了，因为她心有所信仰，所以她皈依，她希望到好像回到另外一个家的感觉。那我的父母呢？因为爸爸是个小学老师，那他非常忠诚老师。
My father was an elementary school teacher.
都会来到我家来跟他请教，所以人家都称他为张老师。那妈妈因为嫁给爸爸，
So all the student family member have a problem. They come to ask my father to teach her Zhang.
妈妈要从事非常多的职业来应付这些庞大的亲友啊，上有2个婆婆，下有5个孩子。但是呢，
So my mother
我记得小时候
always
有一位乞丐，我们在家乡有个非常可怜的盲妇乞丐，他走在街上
devoted to the
石头丢他，那妈妈看了就把他带回家，帮他洗了衣服啊，换了一身干净的衣服，然后给他吃穿带回去。
So she always helped the neighborhood when they have any problem.
可是看到那个家里怎么家徒四壁，然后孩子嗷嗷待哺，都没得吃的，看得不忍心。不仅要不到钱，还自掏腰包哦。啊，后来又陆续给他们 support 这样子。所以呢，其实很多。
When she saw some poor people, she always liked to help them.
那个地下的乡长哈，就是说，因为他们热心公益，但是因为这样子。
So because she very loved to help people.
我们古厝大厅，但是呢，有一年我。
This is a picture of my old home's hall, living room hall.
我才发现，其实我爸妈没有教我们，可是他们是从。
So that's the family
所以这个就是我跟孩子们
讲spirit.
啊，他们影响我们的后代。
So this is my roots.
所以我就到了台北。
That influence every child in the family.
我除了读书就是9年钢琴，那时候也很争气。
So when I was studying in school,
这个大专院校音乐系的一个奖学金。
So and I always practice piano, and I can get into the school. of the music department. My mother was very happy about that.
所以一直都这样到了毕业我就教了7年书，结了婚我马上辞职就跟着先生到了纽约最烦人
After I graduated, I got married. I went to New York with my husband. I have 3 children in 4 years.
有小房子，大房子，我觉得心灵很不快乐，不知道在哪里，心灵缺了一个角。你看，这是我美国的家，非常大。可是那时候听到一句近似语说“屋宽不如心宽”哦，我好像当下就是在警惕我这样。首先，我是在1991年就在美国分会那个装饰节，他就用那个镀，以前那个有声带就是镀嘛，好几卷。
So in the U.S., the sister over there use a dual tape. Let me understand Tzu Chi. And when I met Lu Rong, Sister Lu Rong, she asked me to teach the chorus. At that time, I always loved to invite a lot of friends to go to some tourist place. But Sister Leon said, "Why don't you to be the district team leader for Tzu Chi?" So I assumed different roles in Tzu Chi in New Jersey. So because I assume a different roles in Tzu Chi, so I can grow very fast. So when I was cultivating the community, she taught me how to deal with the community group. So every time said, "Smile, Huarong, smile."
因为我们都被称为内在美内人在美国先生就是在大陆发展，所以他每次看你要笑哦，所以我从他身上所以一直警惕。
So at that time I was in US, but my husband was doing business in China.
这个爱撒茶就是思远师兄来，然后葛师兄、六荣师姐所以就一开始一连串的活动，我要承担各种。
And at that time, the brother Wang came to visit and made a speech.
福田之宫，那带这群我的3个孩子，包括其他朋友孩子，就开始了一连串的活动。那在学校。
So at that time, I attend all different variety of the Tzu activity. All my children also joined the Tzu Chi activity. So the school becomes a place invite a lot of volunteers to join Tzu Chi. And Daai TV is really my friend and my teacher. That's why I always want to support Daai TV.
也不可思议，在净思堂发愿那上人的祝福，也就将我工厂移动大楼建成了联络处。
At that time, I got to support Tzu Chi in China.
所以我就开始一连串的活动，如何结合音乐、艺术、人文精神脉络各种。
So I create a lot of activity over there with the music, with the art. So I was really busy over there.
感恩堂办人生讲座有大型的就在隔壁栋岁末祝福或浴佛典礼
So we have the Buddha bath in ceremony and different activity in the Jinsi Hall over there. My husband in China also, I took chance to bring him to join the Tzu Chi activity. At that time, I also invite Sister Tzu Yun to help to train the local volunteers at Tzu Chi. The team is very diligent, and we give us each other the help. So I had to discard the title, self-ego, so to really promote the 4-in-1 spirit. The biggest impression is impermanence. So during the 30 years in Tzu Chi, I realized some of my relatives facing their life and death. So my first aunt passed away. She left many properties, and she never think of she got a cancer. She got passed away right away. So this is how I feel about life, the impermanence. So when my mother was ill in 2014, I was flying between Guangzhou, Taiwan, and the U.S. So I also try to tell my family member about Buddhism. So if we use our useful time and energy to help people, that's the best if we pay due to parents. So in 2021 in June, I experienced newborn life, the death, and the sickness. So my second aunt, husband passed away in June 3rd. And June 9th, my grandson was born. June, my first aunt sick and entered ICU and passed away at the end of 2021. Living everyday life with Buddha in mind, stage, cause, and effect. Past 2 years, get along with my family members. Past is past. Right now, how to live everyday life with Buddha in mind. Doing Buddha ceremony in my family. 2 daughter-in-law bathing mother-in-law's feet. In 2020 and 2021, 2 sons bathing mother's feet. With serving tea from generation to generation. My first aunt, when she was still alive, have a wonderful Mother's Day. 2021 Buddha bathing day we had a happy and wonderful day with the family together. Promote the Tzu Chi Bamboo Bank spirit within the great grandchildren. Promote the vegetarianism within the family and share Jing's aphorism in small panel. So one is fulfill firsthand wish so that she has no regret in her life. Firsthand kneel in front of mother and ask for her forgiveness. Firsthand's cause and effect accept Tzu Chi volunteers' concept about life and death. So how to do the farewell ceremony, and her husband start to understand Heart Sutra Buddhism. Introduce the right Buddhism to my mother-in-law. I'm a elementary school teacher. I'm a mother like every other mother in the world. Be a vegetarian to my newborn baby is the best gift I can give my son.
因为我觉得我这个孙子是来度我的女儿啊，因为我女儿以前是无肉不欢的，可是到现在她都真的每天在研发怎么做素的优格。
Right now, I'm promoting vegetarianism to the younger generation in the family.
教他念什么？他念每天念10000字的那个10000遍的阿弥陀佛，然后呢回向啊、忏悔文，他倒背如流。
If parents can leave all the dirtiness, the children then can accomplish.
我的婆婆很有智慧我大姑过世，她非常能接受，因为她觉得这个是人生自然的法则所以
So this is a natural cause for life and death.
我希望大家真的用心来听
I wish everybody can appreciate this song. Life is passed second by second in every day. When impermanence comes, is your heart at home? When a scene after scene was shown, there's some doesn't exist strangeness. Looking and looking how to connect all the pearl when it's how to sing with the lost note. If tomorrow is next life, how do you pass today? If tomorrow is next life, how do you pass today? Is warm to guard life. Let the way have some sign. You awaken, keep my health. So the lyric is so beautiful. I hear this song every day. Use a awakening mind to take care of health. Life is limited, but the wisdom life will last. Understand.
很生气我的先生我觉得我心里不快乐是因为他在大陆我在美国可是这么多年来我真的用感恩的心没有他我没办法做
So understand the noble truth and the 12 cause and the effect. That is key to understand cycle of life. The biggest mistake in life is to give the worst temper and the worst part of you to the closest relative. That is why you can hardly influence your closest relatives. Peace of mind is home. It is everywhere. Come back to the home of your true and nature mind. Trying to do the best of your role, you can do Tzu Chi anywhere. Kindness, you will find your way home. People need to go back to the original kindness nature. Even when I was in pandemic hotel for 2 weeks, I can feel the joy of Dharma every day and the stillness. Here, the Dharma is the most stable thing in life. Find stillness when moving. Body and the mind won't feel tired. Filled with Dharma joy. Pass down virtue than money in the family. I appreciate your listening. Thank you very much.
对，他的语速跟我也不相上下。我怕讲不完。果真是活动组不会讲不完的，为什么？因为你不会只有一次。这样听来，大家有没有意犹未尽？很想说，哇！
So her talking speed is no slower than mine. So everybody love to hear it again.
我第一次听过这个名词，我自己取的啦。哦，怪不得没有在这个坊间江湖里流传。 哦，我说怨妇村我还第一次听到过，所以呢，因为为什么我们没有成为怨妇村的这个一员？因为家里还没有达到那样的能量，没有内在美的一个状况，所以无法成为怨妇村的一员哈。那其实您看看了，就是无论是影像画面，任何一个影像，即便是30秒的一个广告。 这中间都有很深刻的一个感受。其实啊，
So for these video clips,
我们有请，现在突然有一点点时间了，我可以让他讲那个广告的因缘呢，就是归根，然后我去把那个广告再秀出来。
So I can give some time.
2分钟，对，来，麦克风请给西西，好，来直接讲。
就是17年那个，我跟华荣因为互动很密切，然后那一年他妈妈病重，她们3姐妹就是轮流都回到老家去陪妈妈，然后他传了一篇这个地方上的媒体，报道他妈妈的文章。那他们家道中落以后，妈妈一手把家撑起来，做很多。
So let me tell some story about the video clips.
妈妈留下脚印。 我只想着说去拍他们家这个老宅是古迹。
So when I was in Guide, I know their family story. I'm trying to take a video clips about their family. So I went to survey the site of their family. So they think comes up the home is the root. So the director only direct the movie. So I have to find another people in Daai TV to write the script. Then we invite the director with the scriptwriter, and they come up with a very bright idea of what scene to take. So after the clip was finished, her mother was sick again. So it's a memorable video clips took.
对妈妈而言，还有对华人他们一家而言，你看画面上其实呢，
To Huarong's whole family, This video clip is very precious. So those 5 children, they used to live in this house. It's a very short video clip played on Daai TV for 3 years. Only 30 seconds every time when it was played. So Master Zhenyang said, where there's a relative, there's home. So really appreciate the family member from Canada. So Canada members will come to join the main stage next time. Let's wave hand to the volunteer in Guangzhou. So we got so we can pass the love from the family to everybody else in the world. So it will be a very new example to show. I wish Huarong and her 2 sisters can come back again to share their family story to us. I really appreciate.
我们北京交心灵就慈伦温暖延长的长辈的生命，他的温暖使他的家的师兄成为生生世世的法心，他的温暖使得身边的人都热起来，赞叹慈伦，这么。
So everybody, the feedback is praise Huarong, Sister Huarong's family. So Sister Cilun also respond to the lotus, another 105 lotus flowers donation. Please keep on leaving your message.
Next is our activity section. So let's welcome our activities team.
餐餐都吃素食，健康活力，一级棒，树的赞，树的赞，你很重要啊 ！No no no no， 我才重要。
So they just did a variation of the, I'll call it the Two Little Tigers song in Chinese, with some modified lyrics.
没礼貌，都是他啦。 你说说看，你到底有多重要？好，我是枸杞。当枸杞遇见了山楂，就通了。好，那我考考你，尽管考啊，尽管考。当桂圆
So they're doing a little skit here. The Tigers were saying that each one of us are very important. And then this new character that comes out is claiming that they themselves are a representation of an herbal ingredient. And when you combine this herbal ingredient with a number of other herbal ingredients, there are different positive effects on your bodies, which they're talking about. Could be digestion or other bodily functions as well.
这个脾胃啊就通了，耶！赞！那枸杞哪里买呢？
And specifically, in English, I believe it's called wolfberries. So they're talking about various combinations of other ingredients with wolfberries and what health benefits that can do to your body. And so wolfberries are those things on the right in the screen.
还有什么啦？当乌克兰遇见俄罗斯，
And I believe they actually so right now I think they're selling a number of things with these herbal products. Right now, we may all know that we have the current Russian invasion of Ukraine. And so part of the proceeds of some of the things being sold will go towards supporting those who are facing this crisis right now, particularly in Ukraine. So if you're willing to join us in supporting those who are in need in Ukraine, please clap with us. Now we're going to ask everyone to stand up. This song means that, or the title of this song means, "It is so good to know you." So let's join us in this dance. The lyrics mean that we all come from different places, and we all have our own stories and histories. Let's let go of our ignorance in the past and chase the beautiful dreams of the future. It's so good to know you. When I'm feeling down, you give me such a kind smile. It's so good to know you. When I'm sad, you give me a warm hug. It's so good to know you. So good to have you encouraging me day to day. It's so good to know you, and it's so good to have you along with me on this Tzu Chi path. So feel free to continue following along with the dance. And the lyrics are repeating as before. Okay, with slight variations. The chorus follows as before, so continue following along the dance. All right, everybody, hold your hands together. Let's throw away our worries. It's so good to know you.
哇，真的。
Let's thank our
阿联剧团
activities
今
team.
天轮到的是婉珍，他们这一组的家人哈，我们活动团队有20位。刚才特别为大家介绍的就是我们近视书圈可以
So you'll see on screen that is our activities team from today. Earlier, the ingredients that we were sharing are these different herbs that you can purchase from the Jingsi bookstores. And in doing so, we can support those in Ukraine as well.
尤其是那一个副手艺。那现在我们看到大陆家人的一个回应哈。那在这边我们感恩内蒙赤峰的李恩，你说感恩赞叹华容师姐温柔温婉传递。
So let's take a look at some of the different feedback and commentaries we've gotten from listeners around the world, including listeners from China and Malaysia. Their written feedback is on the screen right here. And actually, I believe one of the sisters here has come to our live event in the past before too. Oh, I may have misspoken earlier. She may be going through the online comments right now. Various listeners are sharing some positive comments about a number of the earlier speakers. So continue to leave your positive and encouraging comments, especially to our speakers. It is really valuable positivity and energy for everyone at the book study. So now we're talking about those who have left written feedback and written commentary. And so as you'll see on the screen right here, and amongst them is, it sounds like a brother from Chongqing in China. I want to say he was sharing about how perhaps one particular song gave him a lot of energy or a lot of strength in times when he was down. And then on the right, we have, I believe, a sharing about one of the hospital directors who had come to the book study in past weeks to give a sharing, and then how it may have been listeners in the audience or someone who had given encouraging comments to him as well, and how that meant a lot to him. Next, we're going to welcome our another one of our speakers. And we are so blessed today. So you can see right here in this advertising poster. All of these wonderful pieces of documentation actually are from our teams that are from all over the world, including, for example, from England and Thailand. So for our speaker today, let's take a look at some of these videos. So for our speaker today, I'm going to begin to refer to her as Mama Ji from now on. And so do you see in this video, the lady with the white hair, she actually told us that she is 85 years old this year. She actually is not live at our event today. She will be joining us over video. So Mama Ji is someone who has accompanied many of us since many, many years ago. And so here you actually see me sharing. There was one conference I had gone to where Mama Ji was actually I believe a team lead or a group lead to Sister Meiyun. And she may not know, but or she may not have known, but she made such an impact on me at the time. And you know, Mama Ji at the time actually had said to me that, Meiyun, one day you are going to do big things. And even though at this point I can't claim to have done big things, her blessings to me at the time have always stayed with me. And so she says, Mama Ji says to us that as long as she's alive, she will always keep on coming back to join us at our book study. So although she wasn't able to make it here physically this year, she was happy to join us through technology. So let's take a look at when she joined us actually in 2019. So the music that's playing right here was, I believe, actually, was presented by, I want to say it's Tzu Chi's kindergarten class, or possibly younger, pre-kindergarten. And was from, I think, early March from 2019 as well, when she had last joined us. So let's welcome Sister Ji Jingyang, who is going to be hosting a conversation with Mama Ji today. Really glad to see everyone again. Today, we'd like to invite the author of this work called Seedless Watermelon, who is also the main character in the Daai drama that approximately translates to The Flying Clouds. She is our very young volunteer, Mama Ji. So let's welcome her. Hi, everyone. Everybody, please welcome her with a round of applause. Originally, Mama Ji was actually going to join us in person because she has so much to share with us, but her son was actually saying, why don't we join online this year, and I'll help you to do that. So similar to before, today we want to share about her life tips, the wisdom that she carries in her life to share with all of us. So why don't we first take a look? So we see this photo in her kitchen at home. Now think, we have these really, really white towels in the kitchen. Why would there be such clean towels in the kitchen? She's saying, so I've actually married into the Ji family for almost 60 years. I have so many stories to share because of the Ji family. And in our kitchen, our standard is that our towels have to be cleaned very, very, very clean and very white. And so a lot of people often see our towels and think, wow, like, how are you maintaining such clean, pretty much kitchen rags, if you will? And that was actually learned from my mother-in-law. And everything has to be put back in place. And if you see in the drawers, everything has to be very organized as well. You'll see that the towels and rags to wipe the table versus the bowls versus anything else, it's all organized. Wow, what impeccable standards to have in the home. That is also a reflection of just one's wisdom and dharma. Now, we talked about all those white and bright towels earlier. What about these blue towels? What is that for? So everyone knows that in the kitchen, things are often really oily and dirty. So if you always use white towels, it's not always very practical. So when a problem presents itself, I also will have a response and a strategy. So I decided that for certain situations where it doesn't make sense to use white towels, I got these dark blue towels. But what we keep out for people to see are always the very clean and white towels. And we kind of hide these darker towels away. So not only do we have the more presentable and white and bright towels, but we also have the more practical dark blue towels. And now we see this bench at home. There's this note that says, when you leave the seat, please put this bench back in place. What is this about? So this is actually a note left by Papa Ji. And for me, I actually want to share that I used to be a very individualistic person. Whatever I thought was right, I would advance and say that that's the only way to go. But after I joined Tzu Chi, I came to learn to be a more harmonious person. And this was a note left by my husband saying that, just reminding me that if I am moving my seat or if I'm using this bench, that I should put it back in place afterwards. Now, when I had joined Tzu Chi and spoken to Dharma Master Zhang Huarong, I was complaining to her that, my husband would tell me to do this and tell me to do that. I'd complain to her, and I thought she would feel sorry for me, but she actually gave me a few pointers and enlightened me in those moments to say that, so Dharma Master Zhang Huarong would remind her that ultimately we want to maintain more harmonious relationships. And it's important to not focus too much on the sense of ego and self. Now in society, we often see that men and women are more and more considered to be equals. Once upon a time, there was a time where perhaps there was more of a difference in perception of the value of men and women in society. And so a lot of the times the relationships that would be had is, who's more scared of whom, right? That was the kind of relationship in a lot of families. But what I began to learn, and what I began to learn as I joined Tzu Chi and learned from Dharma Master Zheng Yin was that it's not about who is more scared of whom or who is more intimidated of whom, but it's who is more loving of whom. And even though it was hard for me at first to see that, or just to take a step back and to let someone else perhaps have their way when I was somebody who always had to have my way, over time, I came to be able to adjust not only my outward actions, but also the state of my mind and my heart as well. So really, I hope the same sort of experience for others to improve ourselves. Sometimes at first it may be very unnatural behaving so differently from before, but with time and with practice, we will learn to open our hearts and learn to be more loving of others. And actually, this is a Jingsi aphorism that you may have heard before, right? Again, it's not about who is more scared of whom, but it's about who loves whom more. And that was a Jingsi aphorism that I would say may have come from myself. And I really felt that before I met Tzu Chi, or actually rather, before I got married, I felt like I was a very happy person. But when I had gotten married, I really felt that I had a bad relationship with my husband, with my husband's family. And when I met Tzu Chi and shared all of my grievances with Dharma Master Zheng Yin, she taught me those words, right? It's not about who's scared of whom. It's about how we can more love and respect each other. And we talk about in Tzu Chi, gratitude, respect, and love. And so I've begun instilling these values in my life. And now even with my children and their families, we see these values very much lived out through their lives as well. So as long as we are willing to change, joyfulness and happiness is right in front of us, and in fact, right in our hearts already. So in Tzu Chi, we sometimes talk about the sutra of, I'll call it moms and grandmas, or mothers and grandmothers. And so we're going to talk about a few Chinese characters today. There are one way to refer to the wife of a heterosexual married relationship is Tai Tai in Chinese. The character for Tai has a dot, I'll call it a dot, right in the middle of the character. But if you take this same dot and move it somewhere else in the character, for example, at the top right, then this turns the character into Chen, which in Chinese means dog. And dogs, we know sometimes some dogs can be more yappy and bark a lot, right? And that's not how we want to be. We want to be more gentle in our speech. And if you take the same character again and you just remove the dot, then that word in Chinese is Da, which means big or large. And that's not how we want to be either. We don't want to be, oftentimes, right, we can have very big and large egos, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to inflate our egos and sense of self. And so just like that one dot in the character, we in our lives have to find the right place and the right balance to be. So let's not put that dot at the top like the character for the dog, or remove the dot like the character for large.
就觉得说我高高在上啊，就是那一点大大。那么上人那个时候有讲，他说你如果大的不得了，先生就去找小小。好，所以当我在处理那个外遇问题的时候，常常把这句话也告诉他。有一个师姐就告诉我说，他是患了这个大的这样的一个毛病啊，所以回去的他一定赶快把这个就是说他赶快把这个。
And in fact, jumping back to that character of large and large ego, sometimes if, for example, at home, we have too large of an ego with others, then that, if anything, just pushes people away. It makes it difficult to interact. And so what we want to be is, again, in this sort of heterosexual relationship, for the wife in this relationship, in this case, talking about herself, to find the right place and the right balance to be in this sort of relationship. Now, next, let's talk about our speech with others. Some people are very good with words or more talkative. But what's important is not only to be, for example, eloquent or a good speaker, but also to be virtuous and mindful in our speech. Once upon a time, there was somebody who, in front of Dharma Master Zheng Yin, had said that, oh, Sister Ji is such a good speaker. But Master's response was, it's not about having a lot to say and being a good speaker, right? What's important is to be virtuous and mindful in our speech. To speak a lot, oftentimes it's really just, for example, transmitting a lot of our, I'll call it saliva particles. And that's not the kind of liquid that we want in our lives. What we want is really Dharma water. And through virtuous and mindful speech, what we can transmit is the wisdom of Dharma water, and rather not our saliva particles being spread in the air. In many ways, we can think of the current pandemic that we're in. As we all wear our masks, it's almost a reminder that let's not eat what we should not eat. Let's not say what we should not say. And many times when we're mindful of the things that we say, that actually helps us to solve a lot of problems before they even occur and to prevent a lot of issues from arising from our own words. So I'm so thankful to Master for helping to enlighten me. Yes, so everyone listening right now, I'm sure, can see that not only is Mama Ji such a good speaker, but she speaks with so much virtue and so mindfully as well. So it's important for us to say, to speak what should be spoken and to be mindful in our speech. So again, what does it mean to say only what you should, speak only the words that you should speak? And for Mama Ji personally, she's sharing that in her life, there were many times she felt that she had to repent for what she had done. In her marriage with her parents-in-law, her mother and father-in-law, she initially had bad relationships with them and would have verbal conflicts with them. So she's talking about her father-in-law and how he led a very successful career in education. And when he had come to live with the family, he had said to Mama Ji that she did not know how to properly teach children. And Mama Ji actually had immediately responded and rebutted him and said, well, you didn't raise your children well either. Like, look at my husband. I'm not happy about him either, and he's the child that you raised. So that's one example. And another example with my mother-in-law, she was such a good cook. And she had taught me how to make certain dishes, but I didn't really follow the instructions, and I would just kind of cook it the way I wanted to. And when my husband had eaten the dish that I made, he said that it was not good at all, and I was insulted, and I immediately responded to him and said, well, what good does it do to have the dish taste really good? Look at all of you, right? Look at you and your siblings. You ate all this wonderful food, wonderfully tasting food growing up, but it doesn't look like you grew that tall either. And so obviously with these sorts of relationships, my parents-in-law did not end up living with us for very long. It was maybe a year and a half, and then had moved elsewhere. And through these experiences, and as I joined Tzu Chi, as I spoke to Dharma Master Zheng Yin, I said to her, I know that I was in the wrong. And even though I have a good heart, I know that, it was hard for me to speak. Or it's hard for me to reflect the same in my speech, my actions sometimes. And that was when she said to me, even if you have a kind heart and a good heart, if the words that you speak and your temperament is not good, then you cannot consider yourself a good person either, because of the impact that your words and your attitude can have on others. So you may have heard that as a Jing aphorism in the past as well. And again, that is because of me, similar to the other one from before. It wasn't that I had come up with the aphorism, but it was because of my stories that Master had given me that advice, and that had become an aphorism. With the teachings of Master, I really gradually began to change. And my parents-in-law noticed this and took this to heart. And because of this, eventually they were able to move back in with us again too. So really, Mama Ji really is sharing her very personal stories to inspire us and to give us guidance as well. So we really should learn from her in speaking words that are positive to others. So now let's invite Mama Ji to share with us what kind of life she believes is the most joyful. Mama Ji shares that in Buddhism, we often talk about living, or rather being born, aging, getting sick, and dying. We'll call it 4 phases of life. Now, when I had first joined Tzu Chi, I was also thinking, I really had this approach of, I want to chase happiness and joy in life. I felt that, I didn't have a good husband. I didn't have the life I wanted. And when I asked Master for her guidance, her response to me for how to have a happy life, a joyful life, was to be joyful, or to be healthy in both mind and body. And at the time, I didn't fully understand, but I didn't dare to ask further. And it was actually recently, as I was reading more into Buddhist texts, that I understood this comment even deeper. There are many afflictions, and we'll call them poisons, that can afflict our bodies and minds. I won't go through them here at the moment. But it is these poisons that we need to be sure to avoid and keep out of our lives as much as possible, and to be disciplined in our lives to lead a healthful life as well. For example, if we often indulge, whether in food or in various forms of entertainment or whatever it may be, it often is harmful to our health. And that is not what we want to do if we truly want to lead a healthful and joyful life. So in our impermanent and relatively short amount of times on earth, it's so important to cherish every moment we have. And you may have heard in Tzu Chi another Chinese aphorism or a comment that it's not about, or rather, we cannot control the length of our lives, but what we can control is the depth of them. And what that means is how we carry out our lives and to what extent we can make it meaningful. That is what truly matters. So yes, we see that Mama Ji, once upon a time, was someone who felt very negative about her life. And yet, after her time in Tzu Chi, she has become someone with big vows and aspirations to help others. So we really need to learn from her. So we as parents often know that, we want our kids to be very successful in life. What is your view on this, Mama Ji? And Mama Ji shares that, back in my day, I actually had attended a prestigious school, and, being a woman in that time, being a prestigious school, and in my particular circumstances, it wasn't an easy task. And so I always had an expectation and expectation of my children to have good grades as well. And so I would take various measures to try to help my kids to be very good in their academics. But at some point, as one of my kids was were testing into different schools, he hadn't made it into some of their top schools. So I was very disappointed. And when I spoke to Master, what she shared with me was that towards kids, what we have is a responsibility, but not, what we should not be doing is trying to control their lives. What we should do is take the wisdom of bodhisattvas to teach and to raise our children, but to use the love of a mother to care for other sentient beings. I didn't totally understand this in the beginning. But I began to change my approach and attitude towards my expectations of my children. And the approach I took was to raise my standards of myself as a parent, but to lower or to stop setting expectations and standards against my children. And my takeaway from this is that when we as parents sincerely wish well for our parents, wish well for our children, they will naturally be blessed. Yet, if we are always concerning and worrying about them, what actually happens is we bring them worry in their lives as well. And now I see that as I changed my approach as a parent, that did in fact improve the lives of my children as well. And we can see that today. So Mama Ji really has so many tips to share with us. Today we have limited time, and everybody is here to listen to you. We're running out of time today, but we hope to bring Mama Ji back again in the future. So in our final moments for the session today, we see a few pictures on screen here. There was on the wall, you saw a set of, it was like axes and shields, the weapons. And then separately, there is, I think it's either a painting or another art form of lotus. So in the past, I would actually invite Dharma Master Zheng Yan to my home in Taipei when she was visiting for other reasons. And earlier in the days, I actually had on the wall, those weapons that you saw from earlier. And I think I didn't quite catch what she said about what happened, but I think maybe they fell down. And she said, sharing that her husband had actually changed, or rather replaced it with a painting of lotuses. And the next time that Dharma Master Zheng Yan visited, she was like, "Oh, congratulations! Your, even the swords and the spears of your home have been converted to lotuses." And in many ways, that was a representation of just the state of our family and our relationships as well, and the harmony that continued to grow in our family. And so you'll see in this photo, my family, my children, my grandchildren. And here she's sharing a story about how in the current home that she lives in, she was once told that, oh, this house has bad luck, right? You want to live somewhere else. But what she's reminding everyone is that we have to be very cautious not to be superstitious. What matters is what is in our hearts and our minds. It's not what is external to us. And if we carry kindness in our hearts and bring kindness to others through our actions, we create blessings for ourselves and bring joy and peace into our own lives. So thank you to Mama Ji today for her sharing.
All right, so we're very grateful for Mama Ji for sharing today. And even though she can't be with us in person, and she's still able to connect with us with the use of technology. And she had maybe shared some of the stories that we have heard before, but every time she shares a different story, we can learn something new from it, despite it being in the same stories. So we have a lot of feedback from people that are listening in. We have a feedback from Penang, and who's very grateful for Mami Ji for sharing her example, how she transformed herself, as well as transformed her family through her actions. So here, I just realized that even though we not only have international guided reading, we even have a remote host. So this gave me new ideas for the future. So Sister Huarong would like to add another story. So one of my relatives, who's a volunteer in Long Island, and who's also a relative to Brother William Kay and Sister Mary, and her daughter, who's 32 years old, Karen, just recently diagnosed with leukemia. And right now they are frantically looking for matches for bone marrows. She's only 32 years old. She has a lot of dreams, a lot of aspirations, and she really wanted to contribute to her life. So we have the opportunity to promote to our city volunteers, and we have received a widely response. A lot of people who are donating their blood. So we would like to expand this to across the world, and would like to ask everyone, if they're able to, they can help to donate blood and help people in their community. And so from here, if your son or kids who are between the age of 14 or 44, between 14 to 44 years old, please have them sign up for bone marrow donation so that they could help other people without harm to themselves. So I'm going to share a story with you that one of the volunteers asked Master that after the morning assembly, how to help other people. And from there, you can see live examples from life of how Master is able to clarify our doubts and questions. And like Master has said that bone marrow, you can help a life without any harm to yourself. So our last segment, I would like to share with everyone our theme of the month, which is about community volunteer. And from this moment, for those who are in Kaohsiung, like Master had shared yesterday, the entrepreneurs in Kaohsiung are really putting their vow into actions. And our sharer today, her husband, is also taking the role of promoting a culture, a humanistic culture. So he has done a lot, but he is rarely talk about his achievements. So today we have the opportunity to have his wife join us today and share how they were able to promote the Jingsi bookstore. So let's give a round of applause to our share today, for Sister Meihui. So I am Chen Meihui, who is in charge of the humanistic culture promotions. And I'm really grateful to have the opportunity today. So the Jingsi bookstore started in year 2000 when the CEO came by, and one of the principals of the schools that we visited shared that they would love to have a space, much like the bookstore we have here, with books that are encouraging and positive, and where we can nurture the reading habits of the students. So Sister Jing'er has promised that she will thought of a way, and in the same year, in July, the first bookstore was opened in the school. So there's about 500 books on display, including humanism, about the society, and most importantly is the Jing's aphorism. As we all know that Jing's aphorism is a collection of master's wisdom and words. And these are tidbits that could easily be implemented in our daily lives. Now with the books now commonplace in campuses, we're also hoping that more parents, students, and other students have the opportunity to be in contact with the Jing's aphorism and have given them an opportunity that they're able to look back at any time should they have any affliction arise. Now, in the beginning, we use wooden bookshelves, but with the help of Jing's technology, combining with their environmental protection and recycling effort, they have created a synthetic wooden bookshelf. So they were able to display these books with minimal impact to the society as they are all made from recycled plastics. And this gives the students opportunity to find a book that they would enjoy. And there's also these foldable furnitures created from recycled plastic. And all these bear silent witness to the compassion and love of Tzu Chi. Now, besides the Jing's aphorism, there's also a banner, about 3 by 5 meters wide banner, showcasing the 3 wishes. And this banner has brought the attention of a lot of the students because of how elegant it is. Now, to be able to post a banner this big requires professional skills. And at first, I asked one of the volunteers that to come up with a group of volunteers and to go with me to decorate. And the volunteers have said that in order to, this is not the right direction. What you need to do is invite more volunteers so they will come with you and create this bigger field for everyone to cultivate, to join together. And so we have a group of self-motivated volunteers who come in and join us. And even though they may not be professionals, they, with their diligence, they have learned very quickly and able to create such a elegant space. There's also the bell and drums. And not only does it symbolizes peace, it also reminds us that the bells indicates the hours passing by. So every time we hear a bell ring, we have to remind ourselves to cherish and take good use of the time. So we have seen students come and knock on the bells whenever they're going to take a test as a sign of prayers, hoping that they will do good on the test and get a good grade. Now, the design of the bell and the drums are held in the frame of Bodhi leaf, and there are 24 Bodhi leaves in there, which symbolizes the 24 hours of the day. So we would like to share that as you put your palms together, let's listen to the bells, you'll grow your wisdom. And with sincere piety, the drums will increase our blessings. Now, in Kaohsiung, there are currently 40 of these reading spaces available. And we're very grateful for the team as well as the bookstore staff who contributed diligently and created the space for everyone to enjoy. Now, as they come into the space, we want them to feel calm and joyful as they read from the books and create their positive energy and nurture their positive thoughts. Our team also have this consensus that to do good deeds well and to do it correctly. That is our goal. So we have tea ceremonies as well as tea presentation for Mother's Day or a Teacher's Day as a sign of appreciation for these guiding figures in the students' lives. Now as we know that there are a lot of schools in remote areas where kids are not living with their parents, and they may be in a lower socioeconomic status that they have to bring back their lunch as their dinner. And with the pandemic, we have seen a lot of families who were previously disadvantaged being affected and becoming disadvantaged families. So in a way to aid them, we have invited them to the reading space and presented them with master's letter and aid so that we can help them on a case-by-case basis. And with the help of the school staff, we could present our aid to the students and their family very promptly and giving them support at this dire times. So the principal was really moved, very touched by our efforts, and shared that these goods, even though it is providing them with their bodily nutrition, provided with nutrition for their bodies, but what's more important is nurturing their mental thought, growing their positive energy, and giving them a role model so to aspire to. So the principal was very respectful of Dharma Master Zhen Yan and has became one of our contributing donors. And he has shared that he will donate his salary, a part of his salary, and hope to promote this reading space to every school. There's a lot of good stories, good deeds, and good people that arise from the creation of these reading spaces and giving us a lot of motivation and energy. Like here we have vision exams, and we were able to get them a pair of glasses so that they're able to see and read better. So every one of these books, every one of these reading space, is the culmination of love and goodwill of volunteers, whether it is by donating money or donating their physical skills. Everyone come together and create these space. A lot of these donors, they themselves may not be Tzu Chi volunteers, but after hearing that these spaces are open, they found this area to be very meaningful and willing to help and contribute to the space. So our common goal is that through each of these books, we can enter the kids' heart and create the fuel and energy for them for their spiritual growth. Like for example, one of the entrepreneurs who is a banker has donated one of the space in a school, and he shared that this reading area is like a fertile field. The students are the seeds, and Master's Dharma are the water. And we hope that with the space, these could help the students grow and absorb the Dharma water. And even though we will not be professionals and be very comprehensive in what we're doing, we learn from each of our encounters, and we have seen many of these positive and amazing stories that just fill the heart with gratitude. And we will be even more diligent and hope that in the future, more touching stories, more motivational stories will continue to arise. And I'm very grateful for everyone. I see a lot of donors and supporting team who are here in person. And there's there's an endless amount of gratitude. Let me once again thank everyone. So why would everyone be so willing to donate and contribute? It's because Sister Meihua has given them a feel, given them opportunity. And you can see from this video, this is a present from Sister Meihua for everyone. And that is this the screen that we see in the Kaohsiung area here, and that's by her donation. So I mean, I'd like to return my gratitude to Sister Mei for her support and she giving me this opportunity to contribute. So if you ever have the opportunity to come to Kaohsiung Jingsi bookstore, you can see in person some of the decorating ideas and the space you created. So this advertisement or this little piece here, it is to showcase the reading space that Sister Meihua have helped created. And you can see that the students are really reading and enjoying themselves. So reading Jingsi and nurturing the good seeds within us as we share that those who come into contact or have the opportunity to learn about the Jingsi Dharma, they will not go astray. So it is quite an opportunity for her that even people who have no idea who she is have seen what she's done and found her to help donate and contribute to the space. So even people across from overseas in the U.S. were helped to contribute. So all the funds, all the projects, they were completed without her having to spend a dime. These are all from the donors. So you feel free to join our study group in the future. As we can see, there are so many products from the Jingsi product line, and these are all natural products who will help aid our body. And as you can see in Kaohsiung, we are helping to promote this 24/7 whenever we have the opportunity. And as you can see, we have the hand sanitizer 2.0 we have available. And we also have a whole product line for our bodily care. And if you want something but no one has given you, you can feel free to purchase it yourself. So next week, it is our 9th anniversary. And continuing that, we will share more about the volunteers who are joining us from different districts and different areas in Taiwan. And we're very grateful for them coming with us. And next week, we'll hear from Yudongmei, Sister Yudongmei, and also one of the singers who will share his journey in Tzu Chi, as well as the Daai TV host who will come join us. So every week, we are promoting this across the world and wishing to everyone to join us, let this good vibe spread internationally. And once again, we would like to ask everyone who are in the age of between 18 to 45 years old to sign up for bone marrow donation. And together we will help people who are in need. So we'll see you all again next week, and that will be our 9th birthday next week. Please join us next week. Thank you all.
2楼，用最快的速度来，请跟着我好不好？哦，马上想要护持，即是出现的。来，赶快用最快来，我们要上，等一下我们上2楼，等一下，来，我们东西不用拿，重要物品随身，我们要跟跨区的团队、跨国团队，请楼下的团队用最快的速度，我们要下来拍照哈。好，最快的速度来，请。来，我们要上2楼。不用拿重要物品随身，我们要跟跨区的团队、跨国团队，请快的要下，好。
Hey. Yeah, let's go. On a trip, if you book a part time, you can save 50% on a hotel. You save more, so you can woo more.
無上正等覺，因一切將地，一時成正向，無有過之者。因定點極來，大通地聖法，諸佛之道師，啟證菩提門。這大家人過來回憶啊，因為咱化城路品啊，已經是過一段路啦。接落來的，那就是5筆地主受記品，利用這2天的時間，將視頻落來，咱做一個回憶，聽經啊，唔是親像水伫咧流，互伊直直過，水一定愛入咱的心。浸潤咱的心，愛發日師姐，時時記，秒秒用，互發就是互咱聽來，記條，互咱用的。Hello， 主任師姐。真正互發日師。好，老師姐 ，Hello。林老師在。那就是一切將地。文靜師姐，
嗨，師姑好，好久不見。
Hello， 好，謝謝，
恭喜
拜拜。
就是要甲咱大家人分享，這個一切將地，人人本記。咱應該愛真相信啊！逐工，我就是安尼甲大家講，愛深心誠信，一定呢愛相信咱家己也有依佛當頂啦，一切將地。那就是佛慧啦，但是，
謝謝，感恩，謝謝，
拜拜。
Are we done?
Good job, very good job.
謝謝大家，感恩，
感恩，
拜拜，謝謝，拜拜。
Good night. 文靜師兄，你在台灣嗎？
所修的行，就是一時成正向。OK， 拜拜。我的教法，堅定的發大心入大願啊！ 就是一心一志所求取的呢，就是一实性方向呢，无偏差，生生累世，就是向在一实性的正法方向，这无有偏差去啦，有过完全无偏差，成佛啦，成佛在2500多年前啊，行毗卢卫国，悉达多太子，伊领悟着人生无常苦空啊，人生从何而来呀？去何去向？这段的人生到底呢是安怎要会当永恒体会了解生命的源头？所以伊就去探讨啦。总是爱下功夫啊，立志向啊，所以终于觉悟啦。这是现象，来人间现出了身在富贵人家，现出了下决心，现出了修苦行。苦行修了有为无为法，种种啦，去体会这种天地之间大自然啦，不是咱普通人有法度忍耐的，忍受呢？这种物质所亏欠苦行中，安尼呢接受，安尼呢所熬过来的，伊拢总接受过的啦。这时间总是有这一天，在静寂中呢，夜度明星，心灵的境界，天空的星光，安尼呢汇合啦，忽然间开朗了，天体宇宙万物啊，体力完全就是入于觉海中伊的本性，觉悟的慧海智慧之海，真辽阔啊！天空无穷，那觉海无际啊！心胸的开阔，这发现了生命的真谛，天地万物的真理啦，觉悟啦，迄个心啊会平安自在，迄份会欢喜，希望呢会当